the right place. This is BPM RIA, Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association. My name is Alexa, COO at BPM RIA. And like we just said, we were in Charlotte at the National RIA Leadership Conference. That's the National Real Estate Investors Association. That is who, we're partnered with. That's who, we meet with once a year to get all that information. We meet compliance yearly. We love them, and they do provide so many awesome things for the RIA, all these benefits, discounts, all these awesome things that you get to enjoy from them. So I'll be sharing more links with you guys throughout the chat throughout today's session. But today we're going to talk about AI powered growth, build your brand, save time and scale. We do have a ton of upcoming events for you guys. Gosh, all of these are free except for a quarterly meeting here. It's 15 bucks if you get it early bird, $20 at the door. We're going to have snacks, bartender, coffee, tea, all the good stuff. We're going to have vendors. Most importantly, our vendor partners are going to be there, you guys. They're already reserved, they're locked in, so you guys do the same. Go get your tickets for November 6th. It's at Nova Southeastern University. And in the meantime, I have a ton of awesome events for you guys to enjoy. Tomorrow, we're going to have a workshop with Next Mill Mastermind at the Total Wine in Kendall. So any Miami-Dade, if you're deep out there, please go register for this workshop in Kendall. It may or may not be filled up already, you guys, so go get your name down today if you would like to join them for this wine tasting workshop all about turning procrastination into a superpower. Love that message. And of course, we're going to be doing a raffle at all these events. So next week, we're going to see you back here on Zoom for our Mindset Multifamily and Millions webinar with the one and only Cynthia, which I cannot wait for you guys to meet her. So come on out, all my multifamily people. We'll be doing a raffle for that one, I believe, as well. So we'll see you guys back. And then right after that, we're going to have our local Gabe Garcia gonna chat about how he scaled from 20K to 40 multi-million dollar business in Florida real estate, you guys. So please show your support. Come out, show out to both of these free webinars, and then we're going to finish off the week with an in-person workshop. We're going to do Jose and Anish, our CEO and our chief tax strategist. They're going to go in head to head, zero taxes, unlimited real estate profits. Let's see how they do this, okay, guys? There's a reason why they're successful. It's because they do all of this tax savings legally, and we want you guys to learn the same. So that'll be fun. And this is going to be Miami-Dade. A lot of you guys have been asking, where are the Miami events? Here you go. The Miami Marriott Dadeland. So guys, go register for that free one from 10 to 1 p.m. on Saturday, November 2nd. And then boom, quarterly meeting, you guys. You got to get locked in. You got to get registered and bring your friends, colleagues, anyone who's interested in forming relationships in our arena of real estate investing. Highly recommend you come out because we're going to have all those awesome vendors there for you guys. Snacks, learning. Again, we're going to learn how to protect assets and save on taxes again. So you guys, great stuff here, and we can't wait to meet you and see you at these events. So easy way to keep up with events, go ahead and text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line, 954-800-6961. If you would like those text updates straight to your phone, registration link, super convenient and easy. And I put those details in the chat for you guys so we can keep on moving here and get to the good stuff. Our next boot camp is coming up November 16th and 17th. You guys know it. We do this as many times in the year as possible, but this will be the last one for the year. So we want to see you come out. It's a 2 full day online training, except we're going to do not like this webinar. We're going to do cameras on, microphones on. So this will be extremely interactive. We're going to go into wholesaling, flipping, rehabbing. We have sprinkled in AI stuff. We've sprinkled in creative financing stuff. So we want to see you guys here. This is 2 full days with Anish Dave, our CEO and lead mentor, 4 incredible local guest speakers that are all business owners here in South Florida, key people in our power team. We have the member and non-member pricing for you, and it is a full money back guarantee after the first day. If you're like, this is not for me, then we got your back. We'll give you your money back. But you guys, love to see you here. This is going to be 2 full days with us. PDF booklet you get to keep for life. So, link in the chat, go check it out. We are, I mean, it's pretty much at the brim, you guys. So, go get your tickets now if you're interested. Members, as you know, you get all the goodies. You get the National RIA benefit package, those discounts to Home Depot, Avis budget, saving my life right now with all the traveling we're doing in Nish. And you guys know Home Depot, they got the 20% off paint, you got the rebates, you got the cabinet programs, you got it all. So go get your memberships now, especially before the quarterly meeting. You guys know a lot of you guys are loving the Camel Plan self-directed IRA stuff. You guys know you get special deals with that as well as being a member. And yeah, you get in free for those networking meetings. Your guests come in for a discount. You save some dollars there. But let's be real, the National RIA benefit package is amazing. So go get your membership before the quarterly so you can get in free, have a great experience, and come in super, super smooth and have an awesome time. So last but very not least, one-on-one coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA. Some of you may know that we offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring. Some of you may not. For those that have no idea what I'm talking about, we put up 100% of the money for our students' deals and split the profit 50-50. I'm more than happy to share the brochure with you. Gets you the whole breakdown of everything that we include in those programs, as well as the pricing information. Go book your discovery call right now on the website on bpmreia.com. You'll schedule some time to speak with you and me, and we get to talk about what you're looking for, your goals, everything like that. And during this call, I will be more than happy to schedule this free consultation with you and a mentor so we can get into the nitty-gritty and see if our program is a good fit for you guys. So if you are interested in using the third-party funding, you want to fund your education, go scan that QR code that you see on the screen, and you'll have a response same day. It's so convenient. We just need you to have that minimum 620 credit score, the $35,000 verifiable income, soft credit pull. And like I said, you guys, you'll get the response within the same day. As long as you're doing this during business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So go scan the QR code if you're interested in funding your education. Utilize the third-party funding, guys, as much as you need. So thank you guys so, so much always for giving me this opportunity to let you know what's going on here at BPM RIA. Thank you to National RIA, especially. They've been, spoiling us, RIAs over here, but also just letting us know and equipping us with those updates and things that we need to get to you guys. So thank you to them. Thank you to all of our vendor partners. They are already locked in and paid and are sponsoring our quarterly meeting for you guys. Like, you guys have no idea how much these vendors, want to connect with you and just want to build those relationships and work with you guys. You guys have no idea. So please go meet them on November 6th on that Wednesday at Nova Southeastern University. Go get the full address and your tickets online. And I want to welcome our guys here today. They're going to be telling you so much good stuff, you guys. So if you do have questions for Anish and Andres, please put them in the Q&A box. They'll be chatting with you guys. You can chat with them in the chat section, the webinar chat section. But if you do have specific questions for them, make sure they end up in that Q&A box in your menu. You'll see a question mark, says Q&A. Get those questions in there for them. And please take notes because I'm sure it's going to be a lot going on today. A lot of funky names and letters. What's AI?
Right, exactly. Thank you, Alexa, for those announcements. And I do see a lot of new names here. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Anish Dave, CEO of BPM RIA, formerly known as the Broward Real Estate Investors Association. I've been real estate investor for 20 plus years. Some of you guys, if you've been following our webinars, know that I made a lot of money, lost everything, filed bankruptcy, rebuilt my life, and spent a fortune on national programs. I spend a lot of money on masterminds. I know I do pretty well. and I always started when I got a lot of unfinished business. So today, obviously everyone's been talking about AI, right? And if you don't know what AI, artificial intelligence, out there. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Today is gonna be more of a podcast style. We're gonna have some real examples. I'm gonna ask you guys questions. I might throw some polls up there. Just gives me a good idea of where you guys are at in our audience. And so who I have today is Andres. And so I've known Andres for about 4 years. I know you guys are all thinking that I like him just because he's bald. Nope, that's not the only reason, but that does help me out on that end of it. And the cool thing about Andres, and I'll let him explain his background, is that I've been going through a mastermind for, I guess it's about 4+ years. And we do different hot seats. And one of the things that I like about it is you really get to know people. And one of the things about Andres, his background, and again, I'll let him as a engineer, he's on the forefront of technology. I know what you're saying is, why is the Indian guy not the forefront of technology versus the Colombian guy, right? So it's the exact opposite when it comes to that. And what I mean by that is he goes out there and he's like, hey, Nish, what about this? And especially with the AI craze, the things he's doing with AI is insane. I always give him a problem and he says, yeah, you know what? AI could do that for you easily. And for me, it's literally changed our business at BPM Ria. The reason we're able to have so many events, and obviously we have to post it, we have VAs, we're doing all this stuff. It's the AI that helps us, and we're using it on the basics of the basics. So for the next hour or so, what's going to happen is I'm going to talk about how we're using AI for story branding and what story branding is, how we're actually using it for our financial life to see where we're really at. We're going to give you some examples and we're going to make it interactive as much as possible. And somehow I twisted Andres's arm already that we're talking about doing maybe, a couple webinars a month for free, just because there's so much information on the AI. Eventually, we'll have the AI do the webinars without, no, I'm kidding, on that end of it. And it's going to be pretty awesome. So Andres, if you want to just give a background of who you are and how you got into this, actually.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Andres. I live in Seattle, and I've been in software engineer for around 20 years. So I have worked on the corporate world developing software. I developed software for about 17 years in corporate, and then just went on my own after that. But I was working on Zoom's competitor, actually. It's called, I don't know if you guys know the software, it's called GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar. It actually was the precursor to Zoom, and Zoom eventually took over the market. But I worked for that software for many, many years. I started as a junior engineer, software developer, and went all the way up to being the lead architect for the GoToWebinar software. So I've been developing software that's been used by millions and millions of people at a time. And so when AI came out, I mean, I immediately knew it was a game changer. I'm sure a lot of you did as well. And as I started getting more into AI and what the possibilities are, it's just amazing. It just enhances a person's abilities, and it allows us to do things that normally will take us an incredible long time to do. And the more I got into it, the more I realized how game changer this is, not only for your individual life, but also for businesses. It's a huge game changer for businesses. And what I've been telling Anish is that, AI is here to stay, and it's just going to get better and better and better. And the businesses need to adopt AI, and the businesses that do not adopt AI, they're going to be left behind. And that's not necessarily clear right now because we're just really at the beginning of it. But in the next 5 years, 10 years, it will be very, very clear which businesses are using AI and which ones are not. It opens up so many possibilities. So it is very important. If you're not using AI, it's very important to really start getting into it. If you're using it already, the more you dive into it, the more amazed you'd be at the things that you could do with it. And so that's what Danish and I have been doing. We've been going back and forth with a lot of the possibilities and the things that it could do for businesses and individuals as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so just to give me an idea, as I said, I'll be throwing poll questions as we go out through our webinar today. So I'm curious on how many of you guys are using AI is number one. And what Andres said was really important is I know some of you guys are not using it at all. So remember when I don't know if I think I saw it on Good Morning America or something of that show when Katie Couric was talking about, hey, that there's this new thing called the internet or internet. I'm not sure if this thing's gonna last, or email, right? Or imagine living your life or your business, right, without a smartphone. That's where we're at. And I could probably tell you, I was probably the worst adapters to technologies. The people that have known me for a long time, I always fought it. And now, like, I'm nowhere close to the forefront, and I realize like I need to use it on that end of it. So go ahead and put in the chat. I just want to make sure that you guys are alive because we want to make this as interactive as also. I see half of you guys have not used AI in your business. And I do see some of you guys using AI for your business. So for the people that are using the AI, go ahead and put in the chat. I want to know what you guys are using it for. So it gives us a good idea of what you're using it for. And the people that said no, or it's too complicated, what are you afraid of, right? So that's the other question in it too. I know, like, let's kind of just talk about, there's the AI in general, right? Like, meaning there's so many choices. So let's kind of, I guess we're going to assume, because I see a lot of people are not using it for the AI. So we're going to niche proof it, which means dumb it down a little bit, make it easy. So Andreas, what kind of, I know, Chat GPT, can we just go over like what an AI is, or is there someone in the Philippines, typing in stuff like how does AI actually work? And then we'll kind of go over the different ones that we've heard.
Yeah, so ChatGPT and AIs like it, they're called large language models. And it's essentially, without being too technical, what happens is the AI is trained on very large amounts of information. And essentially the world's information, if you could say it like that. And what it does is it quote unquote learns all that information. And when you ask things for the AI, it's really math. It's at the end, right? It's like a mathematical statistic. So it tries to figure out what's the next word that is being used, but it does that using all of the knowledge that it has. And so it's very good at answering things because of that. And without getting too technical, that's kind of what it's doing. It's just trying to figure out what the right answer is, one letter at a time, literally, right? And on one word at a time. But it's very, very good at doing so. And if you have used it, you can tell that it's very good at answering questions, and that would be a reason why. The models get bigger and bigger over time. ChatGPT 4 is one of the biggest models available right now, and they're going to release ChatGPT 5 at some point, and it's going to be even bigger. And the size, when I say bigger, the size is on how much information has been trained on, right? So it's getting bigger as far as it's trained on more information that it had before, like double or triple the size. And so they're getting much better at answering things because they have more information. And other things as well are happening to make it better, but that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, and so the quick, like you probably heard it, and it's called Chat GPT, is probably the most, I don't want to say popular or well-known. And I forgot what it was called. It reminds me, for you old timers, if you're young, you're gonna be like, I don't even understand what he finished saying. When they first had those DVR recordings, the first company that was really popular was like TiVo. Oh, you're gonna TiVo it. So ChatGPT is, when you think of artificial intelligence, I feel like that's the name brand everybody knows. And then if each of the major tech companies, right, have their own. So the one for Google is what, Claude, right? I always get these mixed up, Andres. It's Claude is the Google one, or no, Gemini, right?
Claude, yeah, Gemini is Google, Claude is Anthropic. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are all different ones. What I would definitely tell you, at least do the Chat GPT, get the free one, which again is free. You can download it, you can use it as an app. I believe, and again, don't hold me to this, the data is up to 2021, if I'm correct. They might have progressed it a little further, or 2022, Andres.
It's actually more updated than that. So the GPT, the latest model on ChatGPT is 2023, but I can't remember which month, 2023. So it's more up to date than, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So when it first started, it was only up to a certain amount of date, and now it's advanced. And on the paid version, it's advanced on the free version, and then I have the paid version, which is $20 a month. And once you get used to it, and I know Alexa even talked about it, you can't live without it, is what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
On your business, I use it for personal life also. So when you know, my flight was delayed and there was things going on, I asked the AI, the Chat GPT, to actually create an email to customer service, and I actually got 10,000 points. You can use that for everything, right? So I guess because I'm going to do this a little different, because I wasn't sure how many people have used it, and it looks like half of you guys have not used ChatGPT at all. So Andreas, what do you, let's kind of talk about what you use it for, maybe personal / business. What have you, again, Andreas is like in the forefront, so you may
Sure.
not use it the same way. And at the same time, you could realize that it could do all these things for you too.
Sure. So, so on the personal side, one of the I think it's a really cool use case is I'll give you an example of how I used it recently. I go to a doctor once a year to just check up on my health, and if you guys do it as well, you know that you take a lab exam, they draw your blood, and then they run all sorts of panels, and they tell you how you are based on the results. And so they give you cholesterol, your triglycerides, and a bunch of other stuff. And so I got the report back. It was a letter, and it had all of this information, all these numbers on it. And instead of trying to, normally what you would do is you would go and start Googling stuff, like each thing by thing, right? You start Googling and see what it is. So instead of doing that, I used ChatGPT on my phone, on the phone application on ChatGPT, and I took a picture of the letter that they sent me with all of the data, and I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and I just asked, you know, what should I be worried about? That's really it. And then it told me what I should be worried about. So it told me, for example, that my cholesterol was a little high, that my triglycerides were high, and it gave me recommendations without me even asking for them. It started giving me recommendations. Right. So then I follow up and I ask, okay, what lifestyle changes should I make to improve that and improve my health? And it gave me recommendations. One of them was diet, right? So then you can follow up questions on it, right? So I asked, okay, so what can I eat? You know, for example, I like cookies, right? But cookies might not be good for my health right now. So what can I eat instead? And it gives you options. You can say, what kind of cookies can I cook at home that match what I need to eat? And it will give you recipes for them. And so what I did with that is I created a GPT. In ChatGPT, you can create kind of like, I wouldn't call them agents, but they call them GPTs, which are purposely built chat agents per se. So you can create a GPT and you can say, I want you to do something very specific, right? And so I created a GPT that says, I want you to be an advisor on my health, and I uploaded again the lab results. And now what I do is when I go to supermarkets to buy things, if I see something that I'm going to buy, I can just take a pic. I pull out my phone and take a picture of just the front of the package, and I uploaded it to the GPT that I created, and I say, "What about this? Right? Is this good for me?" And it tell me right away. Is this may not be good for you because blah 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 blah, and it gives me alternatives. So it gives me brand alternatives to what I was trying to buy. Right. So that's one really cool use case that I use a lot, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny that you use that example. We already talked about this. I've done the exact same thing. I created my own GPT with my name on it. If you guys have done like the personality and tests, tests like DISC or predictive index. So I've uploaded those results. I actually put about 5 years of lab work also on the GPT, and it gave me a summary of trends up and down. Same thing. I've never used it the way you just used it at the grocery store, which is pretty cool to see if that works for you or not, right? So it does help you. I did, and again, it's not a one-word answer. You go back and forth. It's continuing conversations. I joked it because I'm a little vain, which of course I won't do, was, hey, if I wanted to have a six-pack in the next 90 days, what do you suggest? And it gave me a true outline. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that. But it's a good way to bounce off information and to help formulate it. Otherwise, the amount of time it would take for me to research that, and then I'm not really sure, and everyone's a little bit different. So once you start honing it in, it'll make it easier for you. Also on the personality test, I decide on new projects based on my strong points of my personality on different traits. Is this a good project or not? Right. So those are like, and I mean, maybe we'll do a webinar on just all the personal side of it and not the business side. So there's a ton of stuff out there you could use on your personal side. The other thing, it does do multiple languages, right? So my wife's Spanish, so if you want to translate it in Spanish, you could do it a Colombian tone, you could do a Puerto Rican tone, like different dialects, depending on what you have on your app. They could also speak also. So it is endless on that end of the spectrum. On the business side, right? So the question is like, what do you guys have trouble? I'm assuming a lot of you guys are business people. I'm not going to assume everyone's in real estate. And at the same time so I could tell you the stuff I really stink at. That's always a challenge for me, is I am not a marketing guy. I'm a number guy. I like numbers, but marketing, if to do a marketing plan, I mean, I'm just going to come clean on it. I want to throw up. Like, it's just not a strong thing. I'm not, I'm not good at it. It's too general. And actually, more often than not, I never get to it because it's such a job for me, right? Like, it's just, I don't know, it's painful. So it's like doing laundry. You got to do it. And it's still not fun. So I started using, and I'll just use ChatGPT or the AI, I'll say in general. Every time I say ChatGPT, because it's just habit, it's AI. So it doesn't matter what you're using, is for marketing. So how many of you guys, got to put in the chat so I know, how many of you guys have businesses, right? Whether you could be a solo entrepreneur, right? You could be, you could have a team, doesn't matter. You could be just a real estate investor by yourself. And it gives me a good idea. And so the question that I really have is, most of us have to have a website. And how many of you guys actually just threw up a website, bought a template, and hope for the best? Put in the chat. Give me a yeah, buddy, so I want to see what you guys have been doing, right? So a couple of you guys are in real estate business, right? And so now, there's a frame or there's something called story branding. So story branding is powerful. What people don't realize, the biggest companies in the world, they all do story branding, right? And what I mean by that is, if you've been in business for some time, everyone knows, Steve Jobs and Apple. You know the story about him, right? He started crushing it, he left the company, it almost went bankrupt. He came back, and Apple, is what, I think a $3 trillion company right now. And it's based on story branding. And what I mean by that, does it have the best products in the world? Maybe, right? So I'm not going to get into Apple and Android war, right? Usually you're one side or the other, and they're both good, right? And, branding is huge. What they're fantastic at is the ecosystem, to be part of Apple, right? To be hip and to build a brand. So I was always struggling with that. What is your brand, right? So if you're in real estate business and you're buying houses, how is Andres's brand different from mine? How do you communicate that? And that's what I really struggled with. It's not my strong point. So a lot of times in the beginning, because of my budget, I couldn't afford it, right? I was like, I'm just going to throw some general, hey, we buy houses cash. Okay, great. There's a billion people that do what we do, right? How do I stick out? What's my unique marketing proposition, right? Am I local? Am I, will I pay for closing costs? Will I help with moving costs? Have I paid for probate? So you have to create a brand. Like, that's number one. And to have a brand may be difficult. So one of the things that we use the AI for is story branding. So I don't know, you want to do, let's say, why don't you want to try an example? You want to try an example, Andres, and see what,
Yeah.
or yeah, we could do a live example, or we have one, we could do both actually. We could show one that we've done, if you want to do that first, or we could do a live one. And yep, okay, yeah. So, right,
Yeah.
we need your business name, of course, right? We need your core values and beliefs, right? This is pretty simple of the stuff that we need to create a story for you. Just to give you an idea, a great book, Donald Miller, Story Branding, highly recommend it. One of the first books I read about, gosh, 5-6 years ago, I don't know, somewhere around there, and literally changed my life. And I realized on the RIA side, we didn't have a brand, right? How are we different from the other RIAs? How are we different from a non-for-profit? What is our story? So I understood the importance of it. And Donald Miller really talks about the biggest movies in the world, whether it's Star Wars, Hunger Games, you name it, they all have a story brand. There's an exact science of how to tell the story, and they become popular movies and billions of dollars of revenue, and it's lasted forever, and it's about the story brand. So I realized how important story branding was, and I didn't know where to start. So remember, 4 or 5 years ago, there's no AI. So what I did was I hired a consultant. The consultant, to give you an idea, the other mentors were on board. After numerous meetings, we had to do 3 to 5 meetings, I believe, for 90 minutes, questions, strong points, all the above. And what is our client, what's not our client, how you're different. And it was time consuming. And more importantly, it was pretty expensive. So I spent over $5,000. If you guys have looked at BPM RIA, our website, there's a reason where everything is. And it's to tell our story from A to Z about the RIA, what we do on coaching, all the above. And it cost me $5,000 to do. It took probably a few weeks to come up with the story brand and then move it to an actual website. So what we've done with the AI, and again, having someone like Andres on your team, the key, we didn't actually even talk about this, Andres. So the AI is powerful, but it depends on the information you put in. Can we talk about the power of prompting before we go into the example?
Yeah.
I should mention that.
Yeah, so like Anish was saying, I was kind of in the same boat with story brand. So I read the book before AI came out, and coming up with and there is a workbook that you can follow to come up with the story brand, but it's not easy, right? Because it's not easy to come up with all of that stuff. You have to think about very deeply about some of the things. It takes you a long time, and it's very difficult to just come up on your own. There is a story brand has specialists that are trained on doing so, and like Anish was saying, you can hire them for like 5,000. My wife has a business that was also trying to do story brand. She was also being charged $4,000 or $5,000 to create it. So when AI came out, I was like, okay, AI can actually create the story brand, right? And I started trying to do that through the AI. And now this is where Anish comes in, when Anish was saying about the power of prompting. So with the AI, you have to prompt it, of course. So you always have to ask for something, right? So like I was saying, I was asking like, what foods can I eat based on my lab results? For the story brand, it's the same thing. You have to ask very specific questions to be able to create a story. And so with a lot of trial and error, I came up with, I think there is about 30 different prompts that I use, and put together, they're like 2,000 lines of text, right, on prompting that I used to create the story brand. And I was doing this manually, and just obviously it will take me hours to just come up with one story brand. And so when we were talking to Anish, I started talking to Anish about story brand. He's like, yeah, I know about that too. And I was being charged $5,000 for this. Now, and I told him I can create one through AI, but it takes me a long time. And it's like, why don't we automate this thing? And so it's very easy for people to do this, and it's not as expensive. And so that's what we end up doing, and we automated, and that's what you're seeing here is the automation of the creation of the story brand. And so you only need to provide it with these 5 things in here, right? Business name, core values and beliefs, unique value proposition, expertise, and target audience. Like that's all you need to give the AI, and then the AI will give you all sorts of information. It will create a brand identity for you. It will create marketing foundations, and then lastly, we're going to create the story brand. So it's going to create much more than the story brand for you. And if you don't know this, another cool thing is that if you don't know, like I don't really know what my core values or belief are. I don't really know what my unique value proposition is. You can also use AI to answer those questions, right? So if you can come up with just a general description of your company and a general feel of what your values are, just a general description of what your values are, then you can ask the AI, okay, based on that description that I gave you, just answer these questions, and it will answer them for you. And when we did this for Anish, I don't know if you remember Anish, Anish already has a website with a lot of information on it. So we just literally just asked the AI, just go and browse the web and answer these questions for BPM Bria. And it went ahead and did them, right? And then based on that, we created the story brand for him.
Yeah, and
You're
we've
going to say something, right?
changed, and so there's a couple of things, right? And again, I'm very happy with the consultant I paid $5,000 on. And at the same time it's a one-time and done, right? So a lot of things have changed in 3 years for me. So that was, to hire him again and spend thousands of dollars, it didn't make any economic sense. So what we've done is, simplify this for business owners. And what I'm going to tell you is this is important for your business. So I'm going to use the real estate investing side. So you'll always hear, hey, I'm going to start a business and, I'm going to set up an LLC. I'm going to spend a couple $100 on an LLC. Ideally, can you buy or do real estate investing without having an LLC or a corporation? You could. It could be in your personal name. We've done webinars about the benefits of having an LLC or the tax consequences. You could. It's the same thing when it comes on the marketing plan, right? You can do this, and a lot of times, especially the newbies, I don't know where to start. So I always tell what our idea is to come up with a product so it's hand in hand. We want you to move fast on your business, right? I'm going to say most of you guys want to have a website. What do I put on the website? What's our story? And so that's what this is. And again, all you need is these 5 questions, right? Your business name, your core values, your what's unique about you, expertise, and target audience. So what we did was, again, this is, Andres's 20+ years of experience, engineering and prompting, that's really allowed us to come up with this program. So we went ahead and we made up a company called Radical Growth. We put our core values and beliefs, right? So breaking boundaries, being unapologetic, ambition, innovation, all the above, right? Thinking beyond boundaries. What's unique about us, right? We specialize in helping businesses achieve audacious growth through innovation and AI-powered products, right? Our expertise, AI-powered products, leveraging technology, transforming growth strategies for businesses. And our target audience is really small businesses seeking more progress, right? Where you can't, like for me, it doesn't make sense to have a chief marketing officer. I'm going to spend well over probably 6 figures to have somebody. So we put all that basic information in there, and now the AI is going to give us a story brand. On that end of it, and the brand identity. I'll let you go ahead and address that.
Yeah. So the first thing that the AI does is it takes that information and it creates a brand identity. And the reason it does this is because this is needed in order to create the story brand. This is like the first step. So it goes ahead and creates a business description for you. So it's a pretty detailed business description based on the information that you gave it. It creates a core purpose and a motivation, and this is like why do we do what we do, and this goes towards emotional appeal. Like we're not doing this for the money, we're doing this because we want to help people, and so on and so on and so forth. So it creates our why. What are we doing? Mission and vision. If you already have one, you could edit this, but if you don't, it creates it for you. It creates a mission and vision, and then it creates a key outcomes for client, right? So what are the key outcomes that a client expects if they use your service or your company? Now, then it takes the company information and the brand identity and create a marketing foundations. And this is a kind of the foundations of what the marketing, the marketing information, the information that you need to create marketing. And so you could stop here, and this would be a lot already that is giving you, right? But then it uses this to then create the story brand. So it gives you a target audience, who your primary segment is, right? What are their needs? What are the market trends on this? Why is this segment suitable? Gives you a secondary segment, a tertiary segment. It gives you niche segments that you may not have thought about. Then it gives you who your ideal customer is, gives you a profile of who they are, psychographics. Why do these people resonate with your brand? Then it gives you a persona, and I don't know if you guys know what a persona is, but a persona is essentially who your ideal customer is as far as an actual person, right? So, and what it does, when you create a persona, you think about a very specific person, not just in general who your customers are, but you say, okay, I'm going to take one person, one of my customers, and I'm going to fill out that information as if they were real, right? So, and obviously this is a fictitious person, but this is this fictitious person personifies your ideal customer, right? So it gives you demographics, interests, values, lifestyle, personal traits, motivations, beliefs, behavioral traits, challenges that they have, why they resonate with your brand, and then it gives you guiding strategies as far as how to use this information to create marketing collateral.
Yeah, and
right?
ask me, persona is your avatar, right? So when you're going to a marketing company, they're going to ask you, who's your ideal client? And oh no, it's everybody. That's what you say. And then You have to dial it down. What I'm going to tell you on any kind of marketing, I've learned painfully over the years, meaning you can't be too broad. So that's not only on marketing, it's also in your life. Oh, I'm looking for financial freedom. Well, financial freedom for Alexis is different than for Andreas or for me. So you want to dial in and be really specific. Yeah, everyone's my client on buying houses. Not really, right? Is the 18-year-old with no money? Probably not. Is it, the person that's, a certain age group and only makes 20,000 a year? Probably not, right? So you want to make sure you have all that information. The amount of time it takes to gather that information can be a long time. And you don't even know, I could tell you for me, I don't want to speak for everyone else. I didn't know where do I look? Okay, I'll go to Google, I'll put this basic information in, and that's one of the challenges. The other way you could use on this marketing foundation or brand identity is, let's say you're starting to get good on social media, or you're hiring a social media company. They're going to ask you all these questions. So target audience, maybe you're doing on your own, you're doing Facebook ads, right? And they're going to ask you what your target audience is. What kind of factors are you looking for? This will actually give you that whole foundation. So I think that's just a really important idea, and it really gets you dialed in on who your client is, because the first thing is, whatever business, you want to make sure they would want to buy your service, whatever that is, right? House or services, and that they could. There's nothing more frustrating. Again, I have over 20 some odd years of business experiences. You have a great product. They would want to buy it, and then they couldn't. You want to make sure that they could. So that's the marketing end of it. Foundation.
Yeah, and there was a question about, I think Monty asked, what is this form being shown here? This form is basically the questions that you need to provide to create everything else.
Yeah, when we get our service, we're gonna show you how to get our service. Don't worry, we're gonna give you a discounted rate because of BPM, Ria, and I'm part of it with Andres. And to show you how helpful this is, right? And it's just a different game changer on, like, literally, I think the easiest thing for AI for me personally is I almost feel like I got a board of experts on different end of it. I got a marketing expert, which is not a strong point for me. So I'll let you keep going through the forums here.
Yeah. So based on the company information, the AI created the brand identity. Then based on both of these things, it created the marketing foundations, which we're just talking about. Then the last step right now would be to create the actual story brand using the company, the brand identity, and the marketing foundations. Now, this software is just being developed right now. So this part is not quite complete yet. It will be complete in the following week, but I can show you the result, what would be when this is created.
Yep.
Okay, so the result of that, the last step, is the actual story brand framework. And this has also a lot of information as to how to position your, and this is actually the good stuff, right? This is how to position your messaging on all of the marketing that you have. So it has the aspirational identity of your client, what is their core want, what problems they have, external, internal, and philosophical, who the villain of the story is. So since we're talking about story brand, the whole idea of the story brand is that you have a story, and the hero of the story is your client. And then you are the guide that guides the client into defeating their problems. And so there's always a villain in the stories, and it's the same with story brand. There's a villain here. You have the meets a guide section, which is they meet you. This is you're the guide that helps them defeat the problems that they have. Empathy and authority information. How do you talk to them with empathy? How do you talk to them with authority? What your brand offers, how do you build trust, it has CTAs. And the CTA information, it gives, I didn't include it all here because it's quite a large amount of things. So it gives you a lot of, CTA is call to actions. It gives you a lot of call to actions to use, right? There is, I think it gives you like 30 different call to actions or more and then how to use them. And here is an example of one, right? This is an example of schedule a free consultation and then how to use it.
Yep. And so one of the cool things is that like this report, I literally spent thousands of dollars with the story branding consultant to get. And it's one of those powerful things that you'll need. Again, you could extrapolate the information if you're working with a web designer to get, they're going to ask you these questions. And it'll help you really position your framework from the website to any real true marketing material if you're doing mailers, all the above.
Yep. So and then it has the plan. So what plan do you give them to defeat their problems, and what does success looks like for them, right? Calls to actions, and then the last step is how do you help them to avoid the failure that they're facing? And so they have a problem. Yeah, you have a guide on how you're helping them to avoid that failure that they have. There is a lot of information here about that.
Yeah.
Then how does success looks like for them, different outcomes of what success looks like for your client, and so on and so forth, right? So there's a lot of information here. This is the foundation of all marketing collateral that you do.
Yeah.
And you were going to say something.
What I want to add, because I know there's a lot of things of what success looks like. So imagine those were emails, campaigns, like to hit people up on that end of it. So not only is it building out your marketing plan from starting from your website, it could truly, you could use those success stories or what you're looking at just from this document to start creating a drip campaign or email campaign. If you guys have been on our email campaign for, gosh, or our website or the emails you're getting, you could see our emails are changing. We are using this kind of information to get, more people excited about the RIA. We're using this for homeowners. So it does make a big difference in your business, and it makes it easier. There's a couple of things that, we're talking about story branding. So I'll kind of use the movie Star Wars, right? So when I first always thought that, before I read story branding, that I was the hero in a business and I'm going to save them, right? So I'm going to use the Star Wars, meaning Luke Skywalker. Hey, everyone, like that's the hero, right? And that's what you want to focus on. And really, the hero is the client, not you. Your job is the guide. You want to get them through everything. So you're Yoda, right? And so when he's talking about the problems of the villain, that could be Darth Vader. So again, we're using these stories and as a guide, we're going to get our client all the way through the process, and they're going to become the hero. And the framework really builds into that, and that's what story branding, why it's so powerful, and businesses spend thousands of dollars, including myself, to get this done. So that gives you a good idea of what this does. So
now,
yeah,
go ahead, Anish.
Yeah, no, if you want to just show one more thing, and then I think because of time, we're kind of we'll do an example. We'll kind of mess around and try a live example. So the challenges with live, I'm just going to give my disclaimer. So with the AI also, it also depends on usage and time. So sometimes with live demonstrations, it could be a challenge because the AI has nothing to do with us. So there is, if you overuse it, quote unquote, they could almost put you on timeout for a little bit. And when I say timeout, it might be an hour or two when it comes to it. So, hey, Alexa, if you're around, maybe I'll get you to play along on this.
This is my favorite game.
Your favorite game, right? So just out of the chat, like, give me a yeah, buddy, if you're getting some great information and you're loving this. I just want to make sure that people are listening in and you guys are seeing value. Give me a yeah, buddy. So we know. Otherwise, Andres is going to be like, hey, why am I doing this with you guys? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you're getting some value. And it's funny because now that I know a lot of you guys haven't used AI, we kind of changed it on the fly. You know how we operate here at BPM RIA. This is your RIA. So we want to make sure that we're getting you stuff. So why don't we, all right, Alexa, you and I,
So
yep, got it.
no, go ahead.
Yeah.
So
So
I was going to say we have two options. We can come up with one business on the fly, or we can use a pre-fill that I have in here for a wholesaling business.
what do you guys want to do? Go ahead, put in the chat. I'll let you guys decide. Do you guys want the Andres did some work in the past because he knows that we're a real estate investing company, or do you want to just mess around and I could do it on the fly and we'll just kind of run through stuff? Put in the chat because we could do either. So yeah, this is a product that we've created specifically that we're going to give you
Yeah. So
an offer on.
yeah, you don't have to use ChatGPT directly. This is using ChatGPT in the background. It's calling the ChatGPT APIs. And it has like I mentioned, it's using all those like 30 different prompts, like 2,000 lines of prompts. So the idea was to wrap everything up in a way that is easy to use, because we could have just gave you the prompts, right? But then it would be so complicated. Like there's no way you will go and do this after we give you like 2,000 lines of prompts.
Yeah.
So the idea is to create the product and make it really easy to use. Yeah.
Yeah. Andres knows that he's got to make it a niche proof, which means easy, because there is no way. And the reason I'm actually saying this, again, we're friends. He's actually given me prompts before, and I had 8,000 more questions, and it never came out the way that Andres did it. So I was like, you know what? Can we just do this and you know, make it at an affordable price? So I don't know. What do you want to do, Alexa? Do you want to create
Yeah.
something?
What if you have more than one company? You know, it can't be story branding all day long. You gotta focus on the business. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is super useful.
What
I
do
mean,
you got? You want
the
to?
people aren't speaking, so I'm down for either one. I don't know.
Okay, we could do a mixed match
Okay.
on that. So we'll have a wholesale business. I'll let you create one. You want to create a name, you and I? Alexa, what do you want to call it?
You
This is where
I
you
want
get
to
to
give people
create
my
it.
all my initials. I'm just kidding. It could be
Alexa Home Solutions.
There you go.
yeah.
Okay. So
Unless
he's got,
you probably have a better one, Alexa. You can go ahead if you you probably have
I
better
don't want to
names.
give out. I don't want to give out my for my business name so somebody can steal
Okay.
it. Just kidding.
she's already got a business on the side on that,
You are
right?
recording. So
Right. So
All right.
compassion,
this
speed,
looks good.
yeah, honesty, right? Can we just add local? Like I
Yeah.
like everything on that local.
South Florida, born and
Yeah.
raised, local.
Yeah. Yeah, core values, we're a local company or whatever you want to say.
A local company that knows the areas
Yeah,
and people.
people.
So here's another good thing about AI. Now that I'm doing this, you
Yeah,
can be vague, right? So this is kind of vague.
yeah,
It doesn't have to. It also doesn't make that much sense if you just read it.
yeah,
But what's cool about AI is that you can be vague, and it will take what you have and interpret it and understand what you're trying to mean by that, and then go on with that. So that's another cool thing here, is that you don't have to be so specific like these ones, but you could actually have vague information in here.
What can we also add, because I know it's important for Alexa, women owned, empowered. Like that's, or that'd probably be more of the unique, right? Quality,
Yeah,
position. Right.
women owned.
Exactly. And you guys would not believe what I tell my ChatGPT, and it makes it sound perfect.
Yeah, women owned
Yeah.
and minority or bilingual or Latin. Could we put on there? She really does. I know you like helping all people, Alexa, but what's unique also is bilingual, and I don't want to say like cultural differences because each culture has a different end of it. So it could be,
Yeah.
but bilingual is definitely word and cultural or
Yeah.
Latin based. I don't know what you want to, something maybe
Latin owned. You
Latin.
can put it like that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
It'll know what we mean.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Expert.
obviously, so you can be vague and it would know what you mean. It would try to understand what you mean. However, the more specific you are, the better answers you're going to get as well. So there's a trade-off in there. You can be
Yep.
vague and you're going to get good answers, or you can be very specific and you're going to get great answers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very true.
Market analysis,
Okay.
stress properties.
Expertise. We
Say foreclosure. Can we add like maybe foreclosure? Oh, you already put the stress properties. Maybe foreclosure expert. We could put that in there.
yeah.
Foreclosure expert. No, and maybe the other, I guess, I don't know if that'd be unique or expertise. There's no cost for free consultation. Maybe that's part of the unique. Also, I would add.
I misspelled that. There you
Yeah.
go.
Foreclosure expert. Maybe the expertise you could put, because I'm on your team. We have over 25 years experience. 25 is real estate experience, for whatever you want to say. Expertise in real experience in real estate. I mean, I guess I would already know that. Experience. Anything else that you could think of on expertise? I don't know. We have a massive power team. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, we have a full service team of real estate professionals.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys have
Okay.
anything that too we want to add on the chat, just let us know in real time. Let's see,
Mhm.
target audience is stress homeowner, patient foreclosure, hardship, divorce, quickly and efficiently. What else did we put? Hardship, life changes, divorce, relocation. I think that's pretty expertise, I guess. Maybe also on the unique value. I think you already put on there that we're cash buyers. Or, you know, we buy like liens and violations aren't an issue. That'd be all under expertise, I guess, too. If you needed to. Experts on liens and violations. And I think that would be pretty good on target audience. Let's just keep our target audience, Florida.
LIE, right? LIE
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's LA. Yeah.
violations.
Our target audience is Florida also, only.
Target audience, distressed homeowners
Florida.
in Florida.
And we could put residential properties probably too. We'll just say that we're not doing commercial. Residential properties.
Residential properties only. Okay, and I'm actually, what I'm going to be doing, bear with me for a second, is I'm going to copy all of this to the side and then create a brand new company instead of updating this one.
Yep. Yeah, so again, the idea is this shouldn't really take you more than 15, 20 minutes to go through this. And if you already have one as a company, you could actually cut and paste it. And you could see how some of the stuff was really specific, some was general. And I think, again, what's really important is the more specific you are, the better results you get on your brand.
Okay, almost there.
Well, he's doing that. How many of you guys have actually done something like this for your business? You've actually figured out the avatar. You've actually built out a marketing plan. Put in the chat. I want to see if you've actually done this. And if you haven't,
I know they're in the weeds.
yeah, well, you know what it is? I always tell everyone you're going to pay for it one way or another. And what I mean by that, it could be time, it could be education, money, it could be any of it. And that's the same thing about mentoring. Yeah, can you do this? You can learn it. You're going to pay one way or another. And for me, not having this is vital. And again, when we started today, we talked about the difference of what people that are using AI, using it the way we're doing it, are way ahead of you.
I know, Juliana. Anish is somebody who tells you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear.
Yeah, if you know me, I'm very transparent, right? Again, I'm a believer in the product too, so I'm not
All
sure.
right, we're ready now. So
Oh,
let's
you
create the
ready?
brand
Okay.
identity. Yep.
Okay, let's do it. Again, I have no idea
This,
what's gonna come out. This is real time of, what we're gonna see.
yeah, and this might take a little bit, especially on
Yep.
the longer ones. This is
Okay.
what I came up with. So Alexa Home Solutions is a compassionate local company dedicated to assisting distressed homeowners in Florida. With a deep understanding of the challenges faced by those in financial hardship, the business specializes in providing quick and stress-free property sales, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
Love
by
this.
honesty. Wow. 25 years of experience. It's got a mission statement. Wow, vision.
Uh,
Right. So
to-
yeah, I was gonna say, Andres, in our masterminds, we talk about it. What's your mission? Yeah, what's your vision and what's your values? And how many of us, including me, sit there and struggle with that? Like I have an idea and then I don't. And so imagine just in a few minutes what you've already come up with.
So good.
yeah. So Sonia is asking which AI tool are we using? So this is actually a custom tool that Anish and I are building, and right now it's still being built. So if you go ahead and join and want to get the brand identity, the marketing foundations, the story brand right now, you will actually get PDFs. However, as soon as this is released, you will get access to this immediately as well. And this should be released, I believe, probably in the next month or so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's already ready right now. Like that's what we're saying is with all this information, I've actually changed it. I am using it with some new students. We're testing this out and it's gonna make a big difference for you. So yeah, go ahead. And then marketing.
Marketing. So let's the marketing. This usually takes a little longer because there is more information that's being generated here.
Yeah.
And Monty,
yeah, Monty's just
I
saying
feel that's so hard.
is that getting in the weeds and being overwhelmed. And Monty, guess what? You're not alone. I feel like I could have wrote that. And so for me, how many of you guys that, if it's something you don't want to do, you just kind of let it go, right? And it never gets done. How many of you guys are in that situation? Because I am, right? Like, I don't want to do it. It's too hard. I'm just going to go do something else. And then it still sits there. Yeah, Sonia, I'm right there with you. At least you're honest with me, Sonia. Everyone else is like, yeah, sure. I'm not intimate. Okay, so now we got the target audience.
Let's
So now we
go.
got the marketing foundation. So it's figured out that the primary segment is distressed homeowners. Secondary segment is realtors and real estate agents. Tertiary segment is financial advisors. And let's see what he said is financial professionals assisting clients in financial distress who may need reliable property solutions for their clients. So that's an interesting, I wouldn't have thought about, that side of things. Niche
Really
segments, non-profit organizations, organizations focused on assisting individuals with financial distress. This is a good one too. I wouldn't have thought about that either.
Never thought that. I could tell you 100%. Like I do work for nonprofits. I've done work with them, but I never thought them as a lead source.
Exactly.
I'm
This
stealing
is really good.
Wait, I'm stealing this, Alexa.
That's what I'm No, but this actually like makes me excited about building a website and building my brand. Like this is actually mind-blowing. I can't believe we just did this just now. It hasn't even been 5 minutes. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it gets even better. So the thing about what we're doing right now with the marketing collateral and the story brand, that's really just the beginning, right? What we have in the books right now to continue to work on is this Social Boost AI.
Yeah,
And what that is now that you have your story brand, now that you have the brand identity, the marketing foundations, and all of these things, um, let's start creating social posts with all of these things, right? And so right now, what you have to right now is you can take the story brand, the PDF, for example. You can take that story brand PDF and give it to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to start creating things for you, right? Based on that, create emails, create this, create that. But what we're trying to do is to, again, make that so much easier, and not only making the prompt so good that what is coming out with is really great social posts and other marketing collateral, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. It's
go
really
ahead.
important. Sorry, Andres, is that you have all this information, right? So what we're talking about. So I always joke about it. I love Andres. Like he is just too smart, like for everyone, like just like the way he thinks. And the other thing that you don't know about him, he's a perfectionist. And so he wants everything to be beyond perfect. And I was like, when he showed me this, I was like, are you kidding me? If it just did this, I could keep moving. So with AI, it's going to be a constant thing of improvement. So when he talks about coming soon, it's just next level stuff that's going to happen. And in the meantime, what we're telling you is don't wait until it's perfect because then there's going to be something else anyway. So you'll never, I kind of joke about it. It's like being on the highway. As a kid, you always said, hey, I want to be first. Like you're racing and you're not, you're never going to be first. The idea is to use these resources because your competitors are. So if you're new into real estate or you've had an existing business, right? And maybe you're doing pretty well. Our point is how much stuff or clients or money are you leaving on the outside, right? On the sidelines, I should say, be it by not having this. To be able to use this, right, and direct your team. What I can tell you, we've used some of this story branding and we are working with our VAs who are ChatGPT certified to help come up with content also. So go ahead, Andres. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, it's good information. Yeah. So just following what Anish was saying, right? So the things that are coming up that are coming soon, are going to take the story brand and just take it to a whole another level where you can start creating social posts and different types of marketing collateral. Monty's asking if this can be incorporated into CRM to create drip campaigns, social posts, etc.
Yes.
So you can use all of the information to do all of that. If you're asking specifically if they're going to talk to each other on the background, initially they won't, but that's something that we can potentially look into depending on the demand that's available. But you can certainly use it in that way, right? So on the Social Boost AI and the marketing collateral things that are coming soon, you'll be able to create drip campaigns. You'll be able to say, okay, I want to create a drip campaign for using this specific angle for this specific purpose, and you will use all the brand identity, marketing foundations, the story brand to create that for you and have the right, correct messaging that you want to deliver.
Yep, exactly.
And we always talk about it. It's the lack of education on what you have available in your business. So this is like, this has been so huge, especially for BPM RIA, because we have less questions on what we do, what is the, goal of our organization as a RIA. The story branding has helped tremendously with the clarity on, our goal as an organization, how we can help people, and what we offer, memberships, so on and so forth. So
And what Alexa's talking about is really important. As you're building out your business, right? Some of you guys might want to scale. And as the business owner, you can't outsource the vision. Like you have to be the vision of the company. And if you have a clear vision, it's easier to get everyone else on the team on board. Otherwise, you're going to be a mess. That's probably the nicest way I'm going to say it. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to spend a lot of money, and then you're going to wonder why you're not getting the results. What we've done, Alexa didn't like really actually, I didn't even really know until she told me was, I think last year we did over 90 events between in-person, sponsorships, webinars, all the above. And I think we might be even close to over 100 this year. Somewhere around there. I know it's a lot. I haven't really counted. And the reason is because we're organized. And what Andres always talks about, what I love about the AI is it really works on operational efficiency. For
Yes.
me to come up with this, right, on this kind of, first of all, I would never be able to come up in detail anything like this. It'd probably take me a gazillion hours is an understatement. I'd be frustrated and I would hate it. Like, I am not a marketing guy. God bless the people that are marketing people that love it. That's just not me. So I think that's always important.
I love it now because of ChatGPT. It's changed everything for me. I went to business school, not for marketing. I went for completely more IT related. So yeah, this has been huge for me. And
Well,
I was even resistant at first, you guys. When Anish says that he's putting his healthcare, things in there, I start twitching, but it's
yeah.
been huge. And like Andres said, you can change your privacy. Like, let's be real, it's probably already all out there anyway. So
So the other things that we also have another product. So for the more experienced businesses, and just because of time, I'm just going to tell you about it a little bit. I did it for the RIA, where you could actually upload your financials. And it's gonna, and I've done a webinar on KPIs, key performance indicators, where I think this is a company, we changed all the information for a real company, and it's about 140 pages. And it does actually a summary. So what this is gonna do is, as your business is growing, a lot of you guys may not be able to afford a CFO, a chief financial officer. There are companies that do fractional CFOs where you pay anywhere, we've seen for clients pay $7,500 setup fee, $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And we could do all the same information faster, competitive advantages versus other people in your field for way less than that. And it's been pretty powerful. So that'll be something that's I'm really excited, especially for businesses that have been running. It doesn't have to be a real estate business. You can be any kind of business, to really figure out your operating margins, the things that again, your QuickBooks could do, but it doesn't put it all nice and easy. So that's going to be coming up pretty soon. We'll be releasing it probably within the next 30 days. What I do want to, on the StoryBrand, Andres, do you want to show our website, what we're going to do for the branding? So how many guys got some good information today? Give me a yeah, buddy, just so I know. And we'll go ahead and put it in the chat, the link for it. So if you're interested, right? So when you're interested in story branding and you need this for your business, it's going to be those same 5 questions that we asked you, that had the company name, expertise, unique marketing proposition, target audience. That's all you need on it. And again, we're saying that everyone's going to need this, right, for your business, for any kind of marketing. I already mentioned that I spent over $5,000 on my story branding company. Don't worry, we're not going to charge you $5,000. We could easily, charge you $5,000 and open up a consultation company. What we decided is we need a product that's more effective and cost friendly. So we're gonna sell this product for $997, but I'm gonna do something different, because since I am part with ownership with Andres, I was like, listen, BPM RIA is my baby. There's no way we're charging $997. So what we're gonna do a special pricing. I think Alexa, if you could also or Andres will put the link in the chat for us. And so what pricing did we decide, Andres? I don't even know. Did we say 197 or
147. We decided 147.
140? Oh, I even did better than that.
Yeah, yeah. You continue to twist my arm into discounting for
Yeah.
BPM RIA. So, yep.
So the pricing will be 147. Right? So if you want to just lower, if you could just scan down a little bit on the website here. So instead of the 997, we're gonna do the 149. I'm sorry. So it's 149 for a limited time, and that's because this is our first webinar talking about it. BPM RIA is my baby. So that's what we're gonna do for you guys. So as I said, imagine getting a full marketing plan, a brand identity for 149 bucks. You can see how in-depth it is on the information. It's gonna, transfer your messaging. It's gonna help you out as you hire other people for branding. We have tried this out with some of the other business owners we know, and they love it as a beta testing. So that's what we're gonna do for you guys too. So I'm not seeing if there's any questions in the chat. Andres, do you have anything to add?
No, just what I mentioned earlier. We're building the product, so the UI that you saw, you will get access to that once it's ready, which will probably be in the next month or so. In the meantime, you'll get the same information that you saw in the UI. You'll get it as PDFs for the time being, but you will get access to that.
Yep, absolutely. And Matthew's asking, can we use it as much as we want, or is it limited times? So on this, it's a one-time report. Eventually, we are going to come out with a product. It's going to be a pricier with a monthly subscription to build out. So it's going to be, but that's coming soon. That's a few months out. So I don't want to confuse you guys. This is a one-time deal that we're doing. We are going to be rolling it out to the other RIAs around the country. It's not going to be the same price, is what I'm going to tell you. How about that? That's probably the easiest way. But good question. My point is, imagine having for each one of your businesses. If you have multiple businesses and you saw how easy it is, you can literally do this in 10 or 15 minutes. Go ahead, Andres. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I was gonna just clarify a little bit there. So you can run the report, or you can create the report once, and you can access the report as many times as you want. You can go in and access and see it, and use it as many times as you want. And what Anisha's saying is that with the subscription base that was coming later, you can rerun reports, change things, and rerun them, and also have access to the social component where you can create on demand any type of social posts and marketing collateral.
I do. I just got a private message also. I know some of you guys, I know that we kind of just ran through that financial one too, which was 140 pages. If you guys are interested in a financial analysis from operating income, all the other good stuff, you can email me. We're actually talking about like that pricing will probably be probably around 1,497 initially. So that is something pretty big to really understand where your business is at. I'm telling you that a lot of times we're seeing with small businesses, hey Nish, I'm making money, but I don't know where all the money's going. And the reason is, as I mentioned, it's important to have a tax advisor. Also, it's important to have your real numbers of what your cost is, your margins, are you leveraged, are you over leveraged, all the above. So I think that's really, really important also. Let's see.
Yes, we have 1 minute left. So any last questions, you guys? I know you're asking if we recorded today's session. Yes, we did. We'll get it to the YouTube channel. So please share it, but I cannot guarantee they'll get that today only price.
It's only limited time. We're only going to do, I'll give it until, the special pricing until what? Tomorrow? We'll just do it till tomorrow because I know some people will watch the replay. So it's the 149, sorry. Like I keep saying, it's even more than that. I know, Sonia, you're asking about a full website. Does this build a full website? the idea is to actually take this information and give it to your website designer. Take the framework, right? Again, you're going to need your own testimonials, on that end of it. I can't really help you with that. And depending if you have a good web designer or a lot, it depends. I guess it just really depends on the software, what you use. But to build contact forms, all that stuff's pretty easy. We personally use REI Blackbook through BPM RIA. We do have a discounted price. You can build out web forms, you can build out marketing pages. It does everything. And the idea is to take the data that we gave you, have a third party build that out for you, and it could be on, Go High Level, it could be REI Blackbook, it could be any of that stuff. And what you're going to run into is you're going to spend a lot of money with other people or consultants to get that initial data that we're getting for you for the 149. Hopefully that clarifies that, but great question on that end of it too. So I know, are we giving, Alexa, you're going to kill me.
No, I did not have a raffle for today because we had the offer, but you guys, we will have one tomorrow and next week and all the other events. But I think that this was extremely powerful and that you guys gave a lot. And I think this replay is going to already help so many people with their brands. As we know that this is how people find us. This is how people find you guys and want to work with you, and shows that you guys are legitimate and you are doing what you say you are doing. So you guys, thank you guys so much for the positive comments in the chat. I really appreciate that. I did record today's session. We will have it on the YouTube channel. And you guys, I will send each and every one of you a thank you email as soon as we hop off of here.
Yep.
I will include this link for you guys. So don't stress out if you didn't grab it in the chat. Just look out for my email. It's coming from me, Alexa at bpmreia.com. So look out for that as soon as we hop off of here. And you guys, if you loved today's session, please go give us 5 stars on Google. I would appreciate it so much. I know that this topic can be, scary and different, and that's okay. That's totally fine because we all have been there. I have been there. Anish has been there. Not Andres, because he knows, he knows he's the expert here, but he knows how powerful and how much this has helped him and so many people. And you guys are next. So let's do this thing. We're doing it together. You're not alone. Like Anish said, I had literally the same thoughts as you guys. So just know.
And so for the people that ask questions, I really appreciate it. Juliana, I've seen you at our in-person workshop. So I do appreciate for the people that do come to our in-person workshops, it means a lot to me to actually see your faces and actually get to meet you. For the people that are asking questions, what I'm going to tell you is you got to invest in your business. If you can't, when you start investing in your business, and again, the other thing is that we leverage the AI. We're leveraging people. You got to leverage technology, guys. That's how you're going to go out there and start getting it to the next level. People have been asking me, hey, Anish, how are you able to go to, game 1 of the World Series today? And it's using AI technology and people and really getting on the right direction too. So I want to thank you guys again. Thank you for being up early out in Seattle. I'm out here in California.
Thank you.
And Alexa's out here in in Florida, I should say. And one of the things is, if you guys, again, really love this stuff, I plan on doing more webinars with Andres. We could work on some stuff that's more specific too. What I want to do is I want to come up with topics that's really beneficial for you. And you're going to realize why you need to, get services like this, because it's going to increase your business exponentially too. So
your productivity, guys. Oof.
Yep.
Gives me goosebumps. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Everybody. Again, drop the Google link in there for you. And we want to do more of these. So tell us your thoughts.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great weekend,
Thank
guys.
you.
And it's Friday. Happy Friday.
Friday.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. See you next time.